Good morning, and thank you for being here. It brings joy to my heart to know that there's so many people who are with us in this fight for fair funding. But I want to particularly thank Susan Knoll, parent, who's in this fight with us, Jamie Showers, one of our student and family resource specialists, Dom, of course. We couldn't do this without Dom and his energy. And Mr. Ryan Schlinkman, also one of our organizers, principal of Lincoln, and a huge advocate of the work that we're trying to do to ensure that our kids get everything that they deserve. So, thank you all again. You know, people ask me, why is the school district of Lancaster suing the state legislature and the Pennsylvania Department of Education? So here's why. Equity. It is one word. It is about equity and ensuring that our kids get what they deserve. The state must fund school districts equitably so our students get what they need. That is not a hard concept to understand. So communities, and it's not just us, Pottstown, Reading, many school districts, children across this state who have needs, and it is our moral, not just legal obligation, it is our moral obligation to provide those kids what they need. But the state has no goal to fairly fund our schools. And that is why we are going to court. Communities like ours work the hardest, try everything, but yet we get the least, and the least support, really, from our legislators. Did you know that Pennsylvania is one of the 10 worst funding states in the whole country? Like, we're in the bottom 10. And I think we're even lower than that, like the bottom 6. And that's not fair. It's not fair to our kids. It's not fair to our homeowners. It's not fair to our business owners who have to pay higher taxes. It's not fair to our staff who have to work twice as hard with half the amount of money that they need. Our tax rates are the second highest in this county, Columbia Borough being the only one that is higher. And that is just not just. It is not fair. And that's what this is all about. Having a fair funding formula, which has already been created, by the way, years ago. But the state decided, oh, we really don't like that formula. So we're just not going to use it. And what they're doing is they're putting in a little bit of the formula every year. Like right now, it's 11%. And they're saying that in 50 years, that's when you'll get your fair funding money that you deserve, children. That is not acceptable. We are not waiting 50 years for this. And that is why we're going to court. If the state did use the fair funding formula for all basic education funding, our students would get so much more. Just a few things I'm going to list, right? We would have smaller class sizes. And I know we all know that smaller class sizes improves outcomes for kids. We would have more after-school programs so that our parents feel confident of where their kids are and then they can go to work feeling that peace of mind. We would hire more teachers to provide the additional support our kids need. We would get more buses so that our kids didn't have to walk to school from far away. And we know that we're fair funding and putting all of these things and others in place, that we would have many more of our students graduate from high school and graduate from college. So we are going to court, and we're going to ask the court for these things. 1, declare that the current system of funding is unconstitutional. That's all. It's unconstitutional. They have a legal obligation to fund our schools appropriately. We're going to court and ask the judge to order the legislature to cease using this inadequate funding scheme that they use and to maintain a funding system that will enable all students to meet the state's academic standards. You know, it's kind of ironic that they set this high standard, give us very little money, and then they tell us we didn't meet the standard. Well, duh, of course we can't meet the standard. We're not being funded enough to meet that standard. And they need to do better. So I appreciate everyone being here. That's really important. But we need more than just being here, right? I need everyone to write a letter to LNP, right? And write a letter saying why it is so important that our schools, and again, it's not just STOL, it's hundreds of school districts in this state where students are suffering from lack of funding. So write a letter, post this event and your thoughts about fair funding on your social media, because I know you all got that. And then email our legislators. Invite them in for coffee, right? Let them tell you to your face that our kids don't deserve better. Our kids deserve better. There is no wiggle room around that, right? All kids deserve the best. So I'm going to leave you with that because I'm starting to get emotional. Thank you. And thank you to Power. I know Power is here. We got lots of great organizations in the room. Thank you so much for being here. You guys, this is why I come to work every day, for you guys. Thank you.